I made out with a girl on our first date this past weekend. She said she wanted to take it slow. I texted her a day later and got the let's be friends speech, but I walked away. Any thoughts?
Well, you texted her the very next. She's telling you let's go slow, and then you text her the very next day. So, as the book says, you're trying to take measured steps, one date per girl per week that you initiate. So if you just had a date, you don't text her the next day. That's what needy and desperate guys and clingy guys do. And if she's saying let's go slow, it usually means her interest is low. Maybe you're going too fast. Maybe you're a little too handsy. Maybe you're not noticing that she's not as into it yet. So it helps to read the book, man. So if she tried to friend zone you, the best response is always like, well, I'm down to be friends with benefits. If she says, no, I mean something platonic, then you just say, well, I'm not looking for something platonic, but, hit me up if you change your mind. And then you never call her text for any reason. If she ever reaches out after that, invite her over to make dinner together, hang out, have fun, hook up. Don't take her out on dates. Treat her like a fuck buddy. Yeah, not even 24
Full
hours later, he's
speed.
texting her for another date.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you're driven by fear. So the way you should look at that, when a woman says, let's take it slow, what it's really doing is she's basically saying you're kind of coming on too strong. You're moving faster than she is. And so that's nothing to get butthurt or upset about. It's just good constructive feedback. It just means slow your roll, slow it down a little bit. Don't be in such a rush. In other words, you're being a bad poker player. You're giving away too many of your cards too soon. Instead of letting her, figure out whether or not you're interested, you're overly communicating your interest to the point where it's needy and clingy and you come on too strong as if you're already ready to make her your girlfriend.
Coach, you told on your book to date multiple women while dating. The friend of the girl that I really like saw me with my other prospect. Should I be worried?
Nope. A prospect is a prospect. She's not your fucking girlfriend. How do you know she wasn't out on dates with other dudes? Usually women are. Most women have practice squads. They just typically don't say anything. They always got multiple dudes they're talking to.
Yeah, and if her friend goes back, she's gonna be like, oh, and then the girl that you like is probably gonna be more just like your story when you were out with your girlfriend and your ex-girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend or somebody you
There was
liked
two different
before
women I was dating. The one that I was really into at that point was a little cold because I had fucked up. But as soon
with the
as
boss.
I ran into her boss
Yeah.
with this other girl that had kind of come back in the picture 3 years later, and we were all over each other, and as we were like turning the corner, they came right around the corner, and just looking at her, she's looking at her, looking at me, smiling, looking at her. And you just see the wheels turn, and she's like, "Oh, I can't wait to tell so and so who I ran into tonight." Sure enough, like 9:01 the very next morning, I get a fucking call from her.
Date with 70-80% girl talking rule. She answered fine, only asked one question. I ended it early, wasn't feeling it. Should I have done dinner or hook up? Is one question in an hour normal for 70-80% rule?
Meaning she asked you one question. Well, it's just typically, usually, if the girl's interested, she's going to want to know about you. If she doesn't ask, usually it means she doesn't care. So the reason to end a date early is if you just don't like hanging out with her. If you're not, like you said, you weren't feeling it. If you're with the right person, you're excited to be there and you don't want the evening to end, and neither does she. But if you're hanging out for a couple hours and you're just bored and it's like pulling teeth to get her to converse, she's not really, doesn't seem to be interested in anything about you. It's like, yeah, I would dip. Don't waste your time because it's not going to get better. You can't make your heart feel something it doesn't feel. Just sometimes, you're just not going to jive with people. That's okay. That's why, especially if you guys are going to do the online dating, you can save yourself a lot of trouble with doing at least a phone call, maybe even like a video chat before you meet somebody, just to make sure you can converse well and you like talking to her, you like listening to her. Because if you don't like talking to her, listening to her, it's not going to be better in person. This way, you'll save yourself the time and the money on, by avoiding dates, that you can screen these women out through a phone call or a video chat.